Hello and welcome to the Otter Tail County Veterans Service Office Show. I'm Charlie Campa, County Veterans Service Officer. Laura Nelson is the Fergus Falls Assistant Veterans Service Officer. Our hours are 8 to 4:30 Monday through Friday at 505 South Court Street, 218-998-8605. Appreciate appointments, but walk-ins are welcome too. We want to be able to serve you as best as possible with timely counsel. And that's what we do. We counsel veterans on their benefits, veterans and dependents and survivors. We also have an office in New York Mills at 118 North Main Street, the very familiar county service building, 218-385-5540. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of the show, I guess, today, which will include Stand Down 2016 that was held at the Fergus Falls National Guard Armory on April 28th. There's an event coming up, and in short order here, that we're putting together. Many of you out there watching today knew Mike Karsnia, a devoted husband, father, grandfather, friend, veteran, community leader, and a patriot. He dedicated his life to helping others, literally, personally, and through service organizations, holding many regional, state, and local offices with the VFW. To honor him, VFW Post 612 has established the Veterans Fundraiser in the name of Mike Karsnia to continue his tireless pursuit of assisting veterans in need. We've got some nice raffle prizes, $10 per ticket. They are available at VFW Post 612 at 420 East Washington Avenue in Fergus Falls, or at the Otter Tail County Veterans Service Office, our office at 505 South Court Street. A young man named Brendan Ackerman owns and operates Berry Septic Service, 826-6474, has been good enough to donate 2 hogs. We've halved them, and those are going to be the 2nd through 5th place prizes. And the main prize will be a Howa Legacy 1500 6.5 by 55 rifle. It's a caliber right around 223, as
Yes.
I understand.
Yes.
Okay. Processing, by the way, of the hogs will be complete on May 18. The event is May 20. Fergus Locker is providing donating the processing of the hogs. Fergus Locker at 736-4285. It's May 20. It's at VFW Post 612. It's also going to be a meatball supper with all of the fixings, meatball raffle, and not a large, but we have several dozen artisans and crafters that have donated some extraordinary arts and crafts that will be on display for silent auction. So remember, save the date. Please come and attend May 20 from 4 to 7, Fergus Falls, VFW Post 612. Mike passed away in September of last year. And to honor him and his family that gave so much, not necessarily, well, in general, to other veterans, but civic organizations as well, being the founder of the Fergus Falls Hockey Association. Let's give back to veterans in the name of Mike Karsnia.
Isn't there a band?
And there is a band, a Gunshy, from 8:30 to 12:30 a.m., 8:30 p.m. to 12:30 p.m.
And also, we will be sending some raffle tickets up to our New York Mills office, so we can reach out to the East Otter Tail too. So
it's an event we're hoping to raise funds for veterans in need. We have quite a few that stop through the office annually, not annually necessarily, but they find themselves in need of gas money to get to see an ailing relative out of state, or maybe next door in North Dakota, or some grocery items, low-income veterans. And the VFW has what we call the VFW Relief Fund. The primary proceeds will be going into that to help veterans that just need a hand up, not a handout. That's not what we're all about. A good day, April 28th. A lot of people to thank for Stand
Yes.
Down 2016, Northwest Minnesota Stand Down.
yes.
Have you a list of the local restaurants and fast food establishments that donated to the cause, so we could help people with just that?
They did. Arby's, Taco John's, McDonald's, Pizza Ranch, and Subway.
There are also service organizations that contributed to the cause with monetary donations so we could afford gas cards. The primary focus, although it was a veterans benefit fair, for all veterans is to bring folks out that may not otherwise know of services that they are entitled to. Homeless veterans or those facing imminent homelessness or lower income veterans. Service organizations such as VFW Post 612 in Fergus Falls, Dent American Legion Post 148, contributed and also provided the color guard for the day. Ashby American Legion Post 357, Underwood American Legion Post 489, Pelican Rapids Post 5252. Also, Carbonins and Son Funeral Home contributed to helping us afford gas cards and grocery cards for lower income veterans. Those that contributed with foodstuffs and paper supplies included A Barrel of Fun, Service Food, Sunmart, City Bakery, Z103 Bar and Grill. Was that a chicken tetrazzini, I think is what it's called?
Tortellini.
Tortellini?
Yep.
Delicious. Thank you to Z103 for preparing the meal for 300. And we served generally near that amount.
I think so.
There wasn't much left over. City Bakery, Lance, thank you for helping us with discounted pastry items and cookies. Viking Cafe provided the coffee. Park Region TV, thank you for attending, Bobby Sue. And Dave Poloski, we'll be talking about Dave in a bit here. And Leighton Broadcasting. Lauderdale County?
We forgot, Walmart donated
Walmart.
gift cards.
Walmart as well.
So-
Thanks to Walmart. There's an organization that's always willing to step up, as most of these are. Walmart, very active in the community, though a national store, keeping it local. Dave Poloski was good enough to host some interviews from the program, from the Stand Down event, and we'll just let Bobby Sue, our production specialist and film artist at the Stand Down event, and good enough to spend the day there. We had over 120 veterans come through. We had 40 exhibitors that were associated with veterans administrations, both state and federal, and or civic organizations, including Otter Tail County Human Services and Public Health, and others that are located in the community that we all really partner with. It's great to see when veterans come in and need the help that we, along with the Minnesota Assistance Council for Veterans, the main focus of the event was provided by their coming out of Duluth and bringing down clothes and other items for homeless veterans, and or just getting all the vendors together. Minnesota Assistance Council for Veterans.
Within the legal clinic, we should thank Judge Hanson.
We should thank who?
Judge Hanson.
Judge
for being
Hanson,
on
thank you
site.
so much. Yes, part of this event is what is called a MACV, the acronym for the Minnesota Assistance Council for Veterans Legal Clinic. That was very well attended. They wrote some wills, you got some things clarified for veterans that may have child support issues, and I have it on authority that we will have a legal clinic coming back to Fergus Falls later on this fall. So be listening for more on that and more on other events geared towards helping veterans and the veterans at the Veterans Home that will have oncoming programs with the Otter Tail County Veterans Service Show. But I will turn it over to Dave Poloski, who again went around interviewing some of the interesting individuals and get to know more about their services. We thank you for watching, and on with the show.
I'm with Paul Pedersen, the organizer of the MACV event today in Fergus Falls. Paul, please tell us about the program.
Sure. Well, thanks for being here. We're excited to have this event here for the second time. We were here 2 years ago, and our event is flush with providers, different agencies that can offer their services to veterans. Our organization as a whole deals with veterans that are homeless or at risk of being homeless. That could mean you're housed, but you're maybe lost your job, you're underemployed. Maybe you are truly homeless. That's what MACV does. But the agencies that are here today are folks like the Vet Center, the VA, the county services are here. They can talk to them about HRA housing, different combat readjustment counseling with the vet centers. There's just a lot of people here that it'd be great to list them all. I don't know how much time we have, but they're all here for the veterans of this community.
Can you tell us how MACV got started and how you became aware of it and how you became involved?
Well, I plugged into MACV about 8 years ago, and we were already doing these events. But the stand down goes back to the post-Vietnam. The veterans from that era decided that they needed somewhere to go and some services to get out there. They weren't being treated very well, and they said, never again are we going to treat our veterans like that. And they hosted the first stand down in San Diego back in the 70s. It's evolved into what we've got it now, where it's a lot of resources and providers. We have veterans surplus clothing. We have a lot of different donations available here too for veterans that are attending. And we encourage folks to come and check it out. And even if you don't need the services, maybe come learn about them so you can share that with your neighbors, your friends, or some veterans that you might interact with out there.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Thank
sir.
you for your service to the veteran community.
It's our pleasure.
Eric, thank you very much for attending the stand down in Fergus Falls today. Could you please tell us a little bit about the program?
Sure. I work with the Minnesota Department of Veterans Affairs Higher Education Veterans Program. And what we do is there's 13 folks in our program, and we're located throughout the state of Minnesota. We cover every MNSCU campus and most private campuses in the state. We're broken up into 6 regions. We have a Northwest, a Northeast, Central, a Metro, Southeast, and Southwest. And what we do is provide student veterans access to their GI Bill benefits if they need help acquiring that. We have access, we're trained on all the federal and state benefits. And what we do is we can actually help them fill out their applications for their federal GI Bill. We have a Minnesota GI Bill, which is, think of it like state financial aid. It's just more financial aid through the state. We help them use any active duty benefits they may have, such as state tuition reimbursement, federal tuition assistance. That's all in addition to their GI Bills. So that's kind of what we do. We also work with the county veteran service officers and the American Legions, VFWs, all the veteran service organizations in our regions, so they know what our program is, and we can refer folks to see them. We also work with the local, the VA regional clinics and offices. If we see somebody that comes in, maybe as they're talking to us, they kind of get into some other issues, we might refer them to somebody that can help them with that. So that's what we do.
So not only help with education benefits, but also act as a referral service. So is there a location on campus in Fergus Falls, an office? Okay.
Yep. My offices are in Detroit Lakes, the M-State campus there, the M-State campus here in Fergus Falls, the Wadena M-State campus, and then I cover Central Lakes in Brainerd and Staples, and the White Earth Tribe up in Tribal College in Mahnomen.
And those offices are staffed every day of the week?
Not every day of the week. I rotate between those offices during the week. I usually spend 2 to 3 days in Detroit Lakes, 1 day in Brainerd, and then my Fridays are split between Fergus and Wadena. It's more based on student need. So I've got all my info posted at every office, and they're always open. So if a student comes in and I'm not there, they can call me on my cell phone and get me at any campus I'm at. And then we also help students from other regions, so we work with each other as the coordinators do, and to ensure that, if a student lives in Rochester but they're going to go to school in Moorhead, they can work with our person in Rochester to set up all their benefits, and then it's all ready to go when they get to Moorhead. So we do that.
For students that would be interested in contacting you, can they send you an email? Is there a website where they can get more information?
Yep. There's several different ways. We do have a website that has education benefits. It's mymilitaryeducation.org. My cell phone number, the best way to get me is my cell phone is 218-396-0753. And my email is eric.able, A-B-E-L-L, @state.mn.us. So those are the best ways to get a hold of us. And then I can put them in touch with anybody else they need to.
Eric, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
And strongly encourage any veterans seeking to continue their education or looking for a referral service, please contact Eric. Thank you. Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks.
With me now is Dan Wood from the DAV. Dan, could you please tell us a little bit about the program and the services that you provide?
Sure. I run and coordinate and schedule for the DAV Northwest Transportation Program. And what it consists of is we have 3 vehicles within this area: Bemidji, Park Rapids, Wheaton. And we have volunteer drivers. And if you have a need, you're a veteran that needs a ride to the VA, we have a 1-800 number. You call me. I'll try to schedule you with one of my vehicles, the closest vehicle to you. We'll take you to the hospital and wait for you and then bring you back if at all possible. And if I can't help you with the transportation, I have other contacts, and we try to get that veteran to the hospital so they don't have to cancel their appointments, because appointments are usually the key for their health.
Is the transportation exclusively to the VA hospitals, or is it also to other public hospitals?
Strictly, if the appointment would have to be made by the VA, and a lot of times they've been farming them out to Ascension, Sanford hospitals, we can take them there as long as it's been authorized by the VA.
Can you tell us how you get the vehicles and maybe what your most difficult part is as far as finding help and that kind of thing?
Yeah, the vehicles are raised through different donations and stuff from the various DAV chapters, and they'll buy the vehicles and then turn them over to the VA, who will then put them into their fleets and take care of the insurance and the gas and the maintenance for us. When the mileage gets too high, they'll in turn take the vehicle, return it back to the DAV. The DAV then will give it to one of its local chapters for use until it runs where it's not economically feasible to keep it running anymore. One of our biggest challenges is volunteer drivers, because if it wasn't for the volunteer drivers, we couldn't move the vehicles. In having the volunteer drivers, we'll put them through a physical at the VA. It's free for them, a physical. And they volunteer 1 or 2 days out of the month. We'll pick certain days, and I'll have the drivers scheduled for those days, and then I'll just coordinate the patients to them drivers and get them back and forth.
All right. If you're looking to volunteer and serve the community, or you'd like to use the services, please contact Dan Wood. Thank you very much, Dan.
Or you could, County Veteran Service Officer here in Fergus Falls, Charlie Campa, and or he'll in turn get you in touch with me.
Is there a phone number that you can leave to contact you directly, or a website or email address?
Phone number would be 1-855-277-9787.
Okay.
And we'll figure out a way to make it happen.
All right. Thank you very much, and thank you for being part of the stand down here in Fergus. I'm with Samantha from the YMCA, and we've learned that they have a special offer or program for veterans.
Yeah, so at the Y, we're doing a waived enrollment fee for anybody with a military service ID. So that is a $50 savings for the enrollment fee.
So the military ID, would that be active service, or like a DD Form 214 work, or proof of military service?
It'd be veterans and active service, anybody with a government ID.
Oh, okay. Any other special programs going on for the vets?
Yeah, we do offer financial assistance at the YMCA. So if anybody has low income, we're able to give a reduced rate membership for that individual or a family. So.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about the facility itself and the programs that the Y has?
Yeah, the Y has a lot of great opportunities to get active. So we have a track, we have a pool, we have lots of programming. So for older adults, we have silver sneakers classes, which are low impact classes. I think one of my favorite things to see at the Y is the community, which you maybe don't get in other fitness centers. So we're like a community center as well as a fitness center. A lot of people come and spend the morning having coffee with friends and getting their exercise at the same time. So.
Can you talk about the operating hours? Let us know what the operating hours are.
Yeah, so before Memorial Day here, we're open until 10 p.m. and we'll open at 5 a.m. on the weekdays, so 5 until 10 Monday through Thursday. And then it would be 5 a.m. until 9 p.m. on Friday. And then Saturday we're open 6 until 6 p.m. 7 until 6 p.m. Sorry, I get confused on the weekends.
Okay.
And then Sunday we're open noon until 8 p.m.
All right. Excellent. We encourage you to stop by and check out the Y. Thank you. Sherry, it's a pleasure to have you here at the Fergus Falls Stand Down.
Thank you.
Sherry's with Heroes with Hearing Loss. I'm going to ask that you tell us a little bit about the program.
Sure. Heroes with Hearing Loss is a program designed for veterans with hearing loss to mostly to get conversations started amongst veterans with other veterans, veterans advocates talking about hearing loss, some solutions that have worked. Specifically, we're here today with the caption telephones that shows what the other person is saying. So if someone with hearing loss can't hear everything that's being said over the phone, they're able to read it at the same time and still continue their phone conversations.
Can you tell us a little bit about the founding of this project and where the equipment comes from and how it's funded?
Sure. The program is sponsored by Hamilton CapTel, which is actually located in Nebraska, Aurora, Nebraska. And the phones are provided at no cost to the veterans. Hamilton provides the phones for free with the manufacturer. We are all actually paying in on our phone bills, some of those little fees at the bottom of the phone bill that everyone wonders where those go to. It pays for the captioning service. So because of the Americans with Disabilities Act, it's available at no cost. And then again, we provide the phone at no cost as well.
Okay. So interested veterans, how do they get the phone? Do they contact you? Do they contact, do they go on a website, a phone number? Are they available at any outlets around the state?
Good question. Actually, you can check with your county VSO, Veteran Service Officer, or an audiologist within the VA. They have information on it. It's a nationwide program, but you can also find it at heroeswithhearingloss.org online and find out some more information there.
All right. Thank you very much, Sherry. It was a pleasure talking with you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
At Base Camp Hope, and I've had the pleasure of meeting Howie, chaplain 32 years.
Yes.
And we're going to ask him to talk a little bit about his involvement with MACV and what he does day to day.
Well, this all started for me at the very first one. We used to bring the veterans, the homeless, to the University of Minnesota in Green Army tents. And all the wonderful agencies came out to help the homeless and veterans. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful thing. And people said, hey, we need to have a chapel service. So our chaplain section got together. We started chapel services. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful ministry. Now today what we're doing is we provide at every stand down tables full of scriptures, devotions, and just anything that we can do to help a person's faith. We'll pray for them. We'll encourage them. We want to help them understand who the Lord Jesus is. And we have things for their children, their grandchildren. We have things for their wives. We have things for all of the veterans. And we're just a part of this whole thing where all these services are here to help our wonderful veterans.
Now, I see you have an event coming up. It says No Fireworks, Come and Celebrate in July, and it's in Fertile, Minnesota. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, this is our director, Diane. If you could flash your camera over there to see her. She's the leader of Base Camp Hope. So she's got well, here, Diane, you just tell her what this is all about.
Okay, are you sure?
Yep.
Okay.
Please do.
This is Base Camp Hope. We are a nonprofit that helps veterans and their families deal with PTSD. We are a 24-hour call-in center right now. You can get a hold of us. Can I give the phone number?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's 651-283-8459.
Slower.
651-283-8459. 24 hours if you're in crisis, if you're thinking you're going in crisis, if you got a family member who's in crisis, do not hesitate to call because we lose too many veterans to PTSD every day as it is. Our No Fireworks 4th of July is because many veterans who are combat veterans cannot handle fireworks, and so we go out to Fertile, Minnesota in the middle of Farmers Field. There's a little bit of fireworks going on, so we're jamming music. You can't hear them, you can see them, so you get the experience of the 4th of July. But we grill up some good food, and we have some good fellowship, and we're a veteran-run organization, and they're guaranteed that when you call, there's going to be no waiting. You're not going to have to hang up and dial another number. And so we're here for anybody who wants to come along. We actually, the one with the eagle over there is our healing prayer. We do a healing ceremony out at the No Fireworks 4th of July, and we've been in business since 2010. We're a nonprofit, yes.
Right, excellent.
Yep. Anything else?
I don't think so. Howie, anything
No,
more?
that's it. God bless you all.
Thank you, and thanks
God,
for your service.
God bless all the people that are here.
Now, Diane has been kind enough to bring a friend to meet with us. Pardon me, could you please introduce yourself?
My name is Betty Engelhart.
And I understand that you were a nurse during the Vietnam War.
Yes, I served stateside at Brooke Army Medical Center.
Okay.
And I served from 1972 to 1974.
Which makes both of us wax.
Yes, we were WACs.
Okay.
And after that, I served in the 148th Evac Hospital out of in the National Guard out of Arkansas.
Okay.
And then after that, I went to the 136th Infantry Division, which is here in Fergus Falls.
So you were a career whack,
Yeah.
right? All right, well, good for you.
Yes. So.
You saw the Army change quite a bit then, didn't you?
Oh, yes, I did. Yeah. When I finally left Arkansas, it went from tents to rubberized surgical rooms, running water, which we didn't have back then.
Did you have running water in Vietnam?
No, I served stateside.
Oh, you served stateside, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
served stateside at the Brooke Army Medical Center. Yes.
Okay.
Beach Pavilion.
But you saw a lot of our guys coming home, didn't you?
Oh yes, I was. I would go out to meet the Mac planes and escort them back to the hospital, and then take care of them. I worked intensive care. So yes, I had a lot of experience with the soldiers from Vietnam. Yes, a lot of nightmares.
And that's why I formed Base Camp Hope, because we help with those nightmares.
Yes.
And it's because of women like her that made it easier for a woman like me to serve in the service 5 years later. You paved the way for me.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We had our share of shooting and, I had my rifle medal and all
Were you an
my
expert?
other... Huh?
Were you an expert?
I don't know about that. All I know is I have my rifle medal, so...
We know how to shoot, in other words.
Oh, yes, yes. I practiced with other ones about 3 weeks ago, and I hadn't picked up a gun in a while, and I outshot all of them.
Good for you. Good for you.
So
I find I'm a little rusty when I pick up the rifle. I can still hit the target, but I'm still a little rusty, even though I got the expert medal, which is the highest you can get in for those who don't know.
Yes, yes. So, yes, I really enjoyed my military service.
Well, and we thank you for it.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
We're very proud of you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Michelle's been kind enough to join us from the Social Security office here in Fergus Falls. And it seems like life goes by and, time gets away from us. And as we approach retirement, many of us struggle with Social Security. Where do I go? How do I, get some help with benefits and get pointed in the right direction? So, Michelle, can you give us some general ideas and, some resources that veterans can call on?
Sure. You can always contact our local office, which the number is 1-877-402-0827. Or you can also check online, which is the www.socialsecurity.gov. And you can come into our office. There's always someone at the front window to help with questions. There's, depending on the age, there's retirement benefits, there's disability benefits, there's also SSI benefits, which is it's a federally funded program for people with lower income.
So vets can sign up in that office, talk to somebody there, and help them complete the paperwork?
Right, they can either come in and set up an appointment. You wouldn't need to set up an appointment, but you can either call and set up an appointment or walk in and set up an appointment. Or if you just have basic questions about the benefits that you're already on, you can also just set up an appointment.
Okay, thank you very much.
With Roger Halverson from rural Fergus Falls. Just thought I'd stop and thank you for your service to the country and talk to you a little bit about the years you served in the service.
Yeah, I served from 1952 to 55, and I served in about 3 outfits. Ended up in the 2nd Division Air Section.
Air Force?
No, it's Air Section. It's part of the Army.
Army, okay.
Army Air Section. And we were stationed out of Fort Lewis, Washington.
Okay.
And that's the extent of my service. I was drafted, of course.
Drafted in service?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And
did you go overseas at all?
we flew all over.
Flew all over.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
But our main thing in Fort Lewis was McCord Air Force Base, where the troops were coming back from Korea and wherever.
I see.
So we stayed there.
You started to come in today and check out what they had to offer? And
Yes, it was very nice. Very nice. I got a new blanket.
You got a new quilt, huh?
Yeah. Pretty happy.
Service member gets a quilt?
I guess so, yes.
Outstanding.
Yeah, well, that's really nice.
Okay. I see they're giving haircuts over there today too.
Yeah, I had one before. I made a mistake.
Okay. Well, great. You gonna stick around for lunch today?
I really don't know. I think I will.
All right. Okay.
I think
again,
it's.
thank you for your service. And,
yeah, I meet a lot of people I know. It's
yeah.
pretty nice.
I think there's going to be more showing up a little later too.
Oh, I think so. It's really nice, and I appreciate everything that they're doing for people.
Well, we thank you for your service.
Reinforces their integrity, I guess. So.
Yes, very much so.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Roger.
Yep.
All right, we're at Minnesota Loving Hands. Now, these wonderful ladies make quilts for vets. And I'm going to ask one of you to tell us about how it all began. You know,
that would be her.
That would be you. Emma?
It originally started to get the people at church together, to get to know each other, to become friends. We did a quilt. We hand quilted it, and we raffled it off. And then the next year we did another quilt, and they raffled it off for agape because they thought they might make more money if it was for something special. And then the next year we had Hurricanes Rita and Katrina, and the Red Cross asked for light quilts with snow batting. And so we made 40 of them, and Linda got them to a truck going to the relief. And then somebody at the group said, should we make for Quilts of Valor? And she brought the information from her computer, and we started doing it. And the quilter at that time was at Dead Lake. She could not keep up, so then we started doing yarn-tied quilts, which is what we grew up with. And then we mailed them to Quilts for Injured Soldiers, which was, one of my nieces got that off the internet. And we've just ballooned to where we send quite a few different places now.
So now it's 13 years later, right? 2003, if I understand, it started.
Yep.
So how many quilts a year do you make?
Emma
And is it all in one location, or have you grown to multiple locations?
No, we are work at from the church. Okay.
St. James Church in Maine. St. James in Maine.
Arlene kind of represents the Quilts of Valor ones, and they also sew at Net one day a week. And then I kind of represent our yarn-tied ones.
Okay.
And all of our quilts from St. James we call under Minnesota Loving Hands, because we sat at the picnic table after Hurricanes Rita and Katrina, and that's the name we chose.
It's a nice name.
And as of December 31st, 2015, when I made the report for the parish council, we had a total of 4,156 quilts.
Wow, that's a lot of quilts.
Okay, and how many have you made in the last 3 weeks?
We have finished about at least 10 a week working on, we took the biggest panels we had, like that one,
Yeah, they're beautiful.
and worked on them because we made the fastest progress to get the job done, because we got Charlie Company coming up next month in Nevada, and we said yes to that too.
So how
So
many
Emma-
quilts are you taking to Nevada?
We're taking about at least 60 quilts.
60.
My girlfriend and I, we gave a quilt to her brother. He was a Vietnam vet, and we took it out there, and he was so excited. He actually cried, and then he showed us all kinds of stuff that from his company, and he said we have a reunion every 2 years, and he goes, this year it's in Vegas, and I looked at my girlfriend and I said, we can do Vegas. So we came home and told Emma, and she started sewing quilts to go to Vegas. So she sewed like 80 for here and 60, at least 60 for there. And then we started going around, and there's 5 of us that are renting a van, driving to Vegas, and we're going to give quilts to the Charlie Company out there.
That's a great story, and
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
It's in 2
It
weeks.
is. It's so. Okay, how long is it going to take you to get to Vegas? Driving straight through,
Driving
or
straight through.
You're
We
driving
are.
straight through.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a couple different drivers. It's going to take us 2 days to get there and 2 days home, and then we're going to be there for 2 days. So, yeah.
And what goes on in Vegas stays in
Well,
Vegas?
it's just
or?
a bunch of us girls. So, but what they wanted us to do is we want to pass the quilts out kind of like this at the meet and greet night. Okay. Then the next day at the big banquet, they want us to be honorary guests there. So I don't know how it's going to go, but I'm just very excited.
It's wonderful, and I'm sure you're going to have a good time.
We are.
And I'm sure that everyone appreciates your work. Honestly, it's a wonderful, wonderful ministry.
And we have a wonderful time making them, just so you know that.
I'll bet you do.
We do.
We want to laugh.
Well, you got to have fun, right? There
Yes.
you go.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you very much. I'd like to welcome Glenn and Bart from Lost Path Stables and a couple of special guests. And I'm going to ask Glenn to talk about the project.
Well, Lost Path Stables was created to help individuals having problems. The equine therapy is a very, very powerful type of therapy, under-recognized, as I would call it, but very, very effective in what it does and how it works. We encourage everybody to take a peek at it if they get a chance. We have Dude over here. Dude's about 8 years old, and this is his mother, Misty. And these are the 2 miniatures that we bring to a lot of these downs. We've been doing this for about 10 years, and we just like to bring them in and have some fun for the day and put a smile on our veterans' faces, and as well as bring awareness to the equine programs that are out there, not only ours, but all of our veterans services programs. There are many throughout the states. We are just one of them, and we try to encourage our veterans to talk to us, and we can network, because it's hard for our veterans to go and get the help. They don't like to travel, and because we are a distance away, we encourage and try to make that connection so they can get service anywhere that they need it. And if we can stop one suicide, anywhere, that's our goal, is to be here, be available. Our veterans don't like sometimes to go to the VA or a psychologist because they're a little scary, but we just have fun with the horses and enjoy what we do.
How long have you had the program in place?
We are a 501c3, and we have been in place for about 10 years now.
And you're funded from private donations?
Yes, correct.
Okay. How many vets take advantage of the program?
Well, we touch about 1,100 veterans a year, mostly through these functions, and we sometimes come early and stay late to work with veterans as is needed. And then we also do if there's an inquiry, we'll bring veterans up to our facility up in Lowman, Minnesota, where we can do more of the privatized special work with them.
And as I understand it, veterans can receive this help at no charge?
Correct. We've never charged a veteran for our services yet. We have lodging facilities available, 15 horses for the different programs. Most of them are non-riding, but we do have a riding stable as well. and a lot of peace and tranquility, which sometimes is hard for our veterans to find.
Awesome. So how can they get a hold of you if a veteran's looking for an opportunity to visit?
They can go online and look up lostpathstables.com, or they can give us a call, 218-285-3433, and or they can get hold of Paul Pedersen at MacV, and we're well known with a lot of circles, but that's how you reach us.
So how many stand downs do you use in a year? I'm just curious, or attend?
We attend, last year we attended 8. This year there's going to be 2 less. We'll be at 5. And we're always looking for more funding so we can reach out farther and go farther and touch more veterans and get them out, get the help they need.
It's awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Glenn? Thank you.
What are good relationships? What are they made of? At American Federal, the answer is people. The business of farming is a lot like a good sports team, working together for a common goal with the knowledge, commitment, and passion to get the job done. Whether it's sports or farming, American Federal knows good relationships come from good people, and that's something to really cheer about. Start a relationship today with Ag and Business bankers Mark Eifert and Chris Marvel at American Federal in Fergus Falls. Member FDIC.